This video is brought to you by PlayStation. Peter Parker and Miles Morales might both identify as Spider-Man, but the powers given to them by their fateful arachnid encounters aren't identical. In fact, in Oscorp's efforts to recreate the spider that got its fangs into Peter, they might have concocted something even more potent. Fundamentally, there's a lot of similarities between the two heroes. Both are gifted with enhanced strength, resilience, agility, spider sense, and a challenging work-life balance. It also seems that Peter has gifted Miles with his very own web shooters, among other new gadgets, so the wonderfully intuitive web-slinging traversal from the first game is intact. And while Miles has his own line of flamboyant new aerial gymnastics, it's obvious that he's not quite as adept as his mentor just yet. Where their superpowers deviate significantly is with Miles' bioelectricity. So not only can Miles do everything Peter can, he can also channel the electricity coursing through his body into powerful venom attacks. And as we can see from his encounter with the Underground, he's incorporated it into his fighting techniques, so his punches pack an extra, punch. The use of venom attacks add a spectacular new visual element to battles, with Miles and his unfortunate enemies illuminated by crackling bioelectricity as they clash. And just like Peter, Miles uses his web shooters and acrobatic melee moves in tandem, but he can also trigger high-impact venom punches and body charges that send enemies flying while incapacitating nearby foes. There's also a tidy selection of area of effect techniques, such as the ability to scatter enemies with a charged ground pound, and the power to create a bioelectric blast that levitates multiple foes and leaves them vulnerable to mid-air combos. To keep things balanced, these moves can only be triggered when the bioelectricity meter, situated just below the main health bar, is filled. Then there's the small matter of invisibility. It's not confirmed if this is another one of Miles' organic powers. After all, this is Earth 1048, so the rules could be a little different. But you might remember that Peter was working on a stealth suit in the first game, which he planned to create using a fabric that could bend sound and light waves. Whatever the science behind it, it's a smart way to catch a breath, disorient the bad guys, and land a stealthy takedown. Like the venom attacks, use is limited by a camouflage bar which ticks down while it's active and has a cooldown period after use. That's just a small taste of Miles' expandable, upgradable range of special moves, not to mention gadgets and skills, that you'll need to take on Roxanne and the Underground and keep Marvel's New York safe.
PlayStation